much stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do. I heard you guys talking about antique radios. I got a whole big collection of that. 30s and 40s radios, some 20s. I've got millions of Kodak cameras that I've collected. And then, of course, we got all this radio junk all over the place. So, don't need any more stuff, John.
I guess you're just going to socialize?
Yeah, do a little back slapping and hand pumping.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I really don't need a whole heck of a lot either. There's nothing I'm looking for, so I haven't been to a ham fest in a while. Now, the ham fester is Greg. Greg, what's your next one?
Well, I haven't checked it out, John. I went to Nearfest up in Deerfield for a few times, but that's such a long trip. I haven't been going, but that's a pretty good ham fest, John.
Well, yeah, but that's New Hampshire, isn't it?
Yeah, that's New Hampshire. It's about a 350-mile trip for me.
Hey, that's right around Massachusetts, don't you know?
Just above Connecticut.
Somebody's under.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange ham fest. It's not like most of them. It's mostly a social gathering.
They have a pretty good boneyard out in front of the building. Occasionally you can find some pretty good antique stuff.
Where at, Pete? In Melbourne?
Yeah, Melbourne's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I guess you guys were talking about New Hampshire.
Yeah, I don't remember, Pete. I haven't been down to Florida this early for a while, so I kind of missed that Melbourne one. I like it.
Are you a snowbird by name there?
Yeah, I'm what they call a snowbird, but I'm usually in Florida more than half of the year.
Okay, well, I guess that counts as being a Floridian then. You have to get a passport to go back to Pennsylvania.
No, you just need an easy pass.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So anyway, well, John, you got all your stuff assembled now that you were waiting, for shipments all over the place?
Yeah, everything's in. No more boxes. Nothing to wait for. Wiring's done. I'm just trying to get the LP100A to work with the plotting software, and I'm getting close, but it's been a real pain. Comport communications and something about ActiveX failure 429. I'm trying to figure that out.
What? No more boxes to play with?
Christmas is over.
Good evening, John, and all else, N8SDR.
We pretty much got it all going.
Oops, I double with you. Good evening, John, and all else, N8SDR.
Oh, there's that SDR station. Nancy, Mike with.
Hello, Rick, and a good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening, guys. Hope everybody's doing well.
Papa, Germany.
Hey, I didn't know you were in there, Anthony.
Yeah, I was nursing Massachusetts earlier, but you guys are busy, and we'll catch you another day. 73 and 0 PG.
I caught that, Anthony. I heard it right away.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Connecticut.
Hey, we're going to Deerfield?
What about Deerfield?
Are you going to Deerfield?
Me? No.
Well, I know you're not. I mean, N8SDR.
Deerfield, Illinois?
Deerfield, New Hampshire.
Why would I go to Deerfield, New Hampshire?
It's a big ham fest.
Nah. I'll stick to the ones around here. We've got Dayton. It's a 15-minute drive for me. Can't beat that, you know?
Oh, yes, you can. There's lots of them that beat Dayton. Dayton's so packed and crowded. That's one of the drawbacks of Dayton. It's all crowded into a small space.
Yeah, that's why I go on Fridays when the crowd's not that bad. There's a bunch of other ones around here too. There's the one in Indianapolis. There's Louisville. There's Lexington. There's a couple other ones close by. Columbus. Besides Dayton. But I've never gone to the Connecticut Fest. No, or New Hampshire. I'm sorry.
Well, how do they compare in size to Dayton?
What, the others are a lot smaller, but it's nice because the small ones, like you said, things are spread out, and the small ones are where you find those surprises at.
Yeah, everybody at Dayton thinks their stuff is made of gold.
I just mainly go to Dayton to look to see what's new, and meet some of the vendors. That's the best thing to do there.
Yeah, same way. I go to Orlando. That's my favorite.
No, I've never gone to there, but I've heard that that's a really nice one.
It's like Dayton, only it's spread out.
Well, they are adding more buildings to the new to Dayton. I don't know. Have you gone the last couple of years since it's been at the new place?
Oh yeah. I went there the first time. It was a mud fest.
Yeah, they fixed that. The second year was actually much better, and then the third year coming up, the next one, they'll actually have another big building, and I think there's supposed to be air conditioning in at least 2 of the big buildings, maybe 3 of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I hope so. That would improve it a lot. But they could spread it out if they would put people on the track instead of just inside of the track.
Yeah, you know what they did this year around the track? They actually put sand, so that helped out quite a bit.
They put what?
They put sand out there.
Oh, they put sand inside where the grass is?
Yeah, and around the track. I mean, that stopped a lot of the mud stuff from going on.
Oh, yeah. Well, that sounds like an improvement, but they're losing a lot of space by not using the track itself.
Yeah, they may do that. And I don't know. It still beats the old place. I mean, the old place was just falling apart.
Oh yeah, the old place was a dump. The restrooms overflowed, and it was terrible.
Well, yeah, and then you had the one year that the restrooms did overflow, and you had all the septic stuff floating out there in the lot, in the fields, and out there in the parking lot. It was like walking in a sewer tunnel.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to describe it. Well, I'm glad they moved out of there.
It's kind of like the Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah, kind of like that. By the way, John, it's streaming live again.
Oh, it is? Good. I'm going to get there. I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, I've been wanting to do this because it's been interesting, because 40 meters is between you and me. I was listening to the other night. I didn't jump in, but I was listening to you for a while, and at one point you're normal 20, 25 over, and the next time it came back around to you, you were like an S4, and then for like 2 words, and then you were gone. So I'm kind of wanting to see if that happens again tonight.
Yeah, let me see. What do I click on? My station? I'm on the N8SDR November 8 software-defined radio.
Yeah, it should be the one that says live. It should be streaming. And there's going to be that slight delay there. I mean, that's always going to be there.
Hey, John, did you see my email about the tune?
About the tune?
About Gary Radio's tuner.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, I saw the picture. Just 3 knobs.
Yeah, he told me it had 4. I didn't look at it that close. It only has 3 knobs, 2 capacitors and 1 coil.
Right. Yeah, that's okay.
I only have 2.
Tuner. I mean, did I send you a picture?
Yeah, you sent me a picture.
My tuner only has 2, but it's a differential tuner, which is nice because it's extremely fast at retuning stuff.
I found your web. I found your. I had it. Oh, I gotta go to YouTube, don't I?
Yeah. Did you not go to YouTube? What'd you do? What'd you do? Go to my webpage?
Yeah, what the hell was I thinking?
I don't know. I'll put a link over on the webpage. I'll fix that so when I stream, maybe I can get them to pop up over there. I'll have to look at that.
See you guys after a bit. Got the chow call here. 7-3, as they say at Ham Talk. W4QDN.
What are you having for chow?
Yeah, enjoy your dinner, Pete.
I'm sorry, Pete. John double with you. What was it you're having?
Just having those exotic hot dogs for dinner tonight.
Well, are you gonna like have them with some chili or, any kind of other stuff in there with them? Relish, maybe some mustard, some hot sauce.
How about a little mustard ketchup, dill pickle slices, topped off with some sauerkraut?
There you go. You got to put some kraut on a dog.
You're right. It's not legal to eat it without that.
Yeah, and the only thing that makes that better is putting it with brats.
That's true. Very good. Well, we'll see you guys later on. Let you all solve the rest of the world's problems there. 7-3, as they say, W4QDN.
Catch you in a bit there, Pete. And the only thing that beats the brats on those is beer brats.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, are you coming to Orlando again this year, both you guys?
I'm not coming, no.
And Pete, I don't know about the other guys, but I think Ed's going to be there.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I met him last year there, and Greg too, so look forward to see if we can't get together again.
Yeah, okay. Do you go to any other Hamfest besides Melbourne or Pete?
Well, my Hamfest circuit is Melbourne, Lawrenceville, Georgia, the Stone Mountain Hamfest. I've been going up there for about 25 years. And the one, the Tampa Hamfest, moved over to where the Strawberry Festival is in Plant City. That's about 90 miles from here. We go to that one too. So those are about the only 3. Well, in Orlando, but that's the only group I go to now, John.
Yeah, I go to that one in Plant City. It's a lot smaller since they moved it.
Well, it's yeah, but that's a nice facility over there, and get to see lots of people you know.
Yeah, I kind of like that one too. I think it'll grow over the year.
Well, I think so too, because there's plenty of room to spread out there.
Okay, well maybe I'll catch you at that one too.
Okay, looking forward to it. We'll see you guys later. We'll give you a full report on Melbourne. W4QDN.
Have a good evening there, Pete.
Take care.
So long, Pete. 73.
Did you find it, John?
Oh, yeah, it's easy once you know what you're doing.
Hey, John, I sold Gary's Command.
Oh, yeah, good. What'd you get for that one? 12, 14?
I got $1,200 for it.
That's a good deal for everybody.
I thought it was a good deal. I mean, you ever see one of those? Those things are really well built.
Yeah, they're fairly decent amplifiers. Which model was it?
Out, and you got the 4K out. And so what's left?
I got the 2K left.
2
But you know, there's so many 2Ks out there for sale. I know it's hard to get rid of them.
It's hard getting rid of tube amps anymore in general, just because the prices of tubes.
Well, yeah, it uses the 2K uses 3-500Zs. They're pretty cheap.
Yeah, but they're going to start getting hard to get too.
Yeah, maybe you're right, but the tube amps, you know, the other thing, you got to tune them if they're, you know, the older ones. You got to tune manually.
Well, I don't mind it. I don't mind tuning an amplifier. The problem's going to arise when nobody's making tubes for them anymore, and the only companies that, you know, the cheap Chinese tubes are the only ones available, and they're garbage. Nobody's going to want to keep replacing the garbage tubes.
Yeah, that could be. They make, I don't know. I don't know if they make. Do they make 3-500Zs?
Yeah, they sure do.
Oh, yeah.
Or are they the cheap cathodes?
They're the major supplier.
Like the graphite one?
They make both. I heard both you guys. They make both. They make the Zs and the standard.
Well, the graphite one should be pretty good.
You got to remember, we're talking Chinese. There is no tolerance in the specifications.
I mean, the tolerance is infinite.
Exactly.
Yeah, got smart. I took a chance and I ended up getting 5 good 4CX1500Bs variants from my Mac.
Were they pulls?
2 of them are in my amp right now. They were new. 3 are pulls, and I've checked them. They're like running 100%. It's like they were hardly used. No discoloration of any kind. And then I have a pair of 4CX1000s also.
Yeah, were those medical pulls, or do you know what they came out of?
What, the 1000s?
Yes.
No, they came right out of this amp. They probably had 20 hours on them.
Oh, well, those are a good standby set of tubes.
Yeah, the 1500Bs came out of a Canadian military radio station right near the border of Washington State. And they've only been installed once. You can tell by the small nick on the plate cap, you know, that they were clamped down once. And I don't know how long they were used, but there is no discoloration whatsoever. They gave me 100% output. 22 watts gave me legal limit.
Do you copy?
Oh, that's nice.
Dan, this is Nancy 8 Mike Whiskey.
Hello, Gregory, November 8 Mike Whiskey.
Now, 9AZZ, this is November 8 Mike Whiskey.
Okay, this is Italy Zulu to Lima Sugar Radio. Do you copy? Italy Zulu to Lima San Diego Radio.
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is Nancy 8 Mike Whiskey in Eastern Pennsylvania. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Gregory. I copy you very well. Excellent. You are at 20 dB overnight. Beautiful, beautiful sunny and beautiful audio. My name is Eddie. My location is at Como Lake, just very near the HB9 County. Back to you.
Roger. Yeah, you're 10 over here in Eastern Pennsylvania. They're doing very well this evening. The band is amazing this evening here in between Europe and the U.S. It's really good.
Okay, it's really good also you. Listen, Gregory, which antenna you have?
I'm using a dipole, a 3/2 wave dipole up about 80 feet. Go ahead.
You are 20 degrees, really 20 degrees. I'm using the E36 and then the radio that tracks 6600. Very good radio. I copy you very well. Excellent radio. Totally. Back to you. Whiskey, Zulu to Lima, Santiago radio. How is my signal?
Your signal, you're 10 over here in eastern Pennsylvania, and I didn't get your name. What's your name?
Okay. My name is Eduardo. Okay.
Oh, Eduardo. Okay, very good. Where are you located? You're in Italy, right?
Yes, I'm in Italy. I'm in North Italy, near Milano. Near Milano is the Lake Como, just very close to the County. Okay.
Okay, how far are you from the Mediterranean?
Oh, very near. Maybe 1,000 kilometers. Okay, 1,000.
Okay. Well, you do have a great signal here in the eastern Pennsylvania. Are you capping any of the other stations on frequency?
I copy all your great.
Oh, now come on. He's got to copy more than that.
Yeah, right now, but you're very strong. Like I say, you were 10 over here in eastern PA. Go ahead.
Okay. Listen, Gregory, I want to check one information. I want to check with this flex the process. This number one, the number one, okay. Now I change the number two.
Number one is 10 dB stronger.
Number one. This is number two. What do you prefer, or is the same? Number two or number one?
They're the same. They're about the same. Depends on the band. There's some QSP, but once you switch quickly, they're the same. Go ahead.
Okay. This is number two. Okay, I switch them very quickly. This is number two. This is number one. Okay, this is number one. This is number two.
Number two slightly better here, but not by much.
Eastern PA. No change. They both sound the same. No change.
Okay. Thank you, Gregory. 73 and good luck. Enjoy the day. Grazie mille, my friend Gregory. But you are in Florida.
Okay, Eduardo. Very good. Hey, thanks for the call. Nancy 8, Mike Whiskey.
Hey, Mike Whiskey. What was the last part of his call?
I didn't write it down. I can't remember.
That's okay. Hey, Eduardo, are you still by frequency Italy Zulu 2 something sugar radio? I think I missed part of the call. Italy Zulu 2, you still by frequency?
Okay, my friend. Okay, I copy you. No problem. You're 5-7. My name is Eduardo. My size is Italy. Libra number 2, Lima, Santiago region. Long, short range. Your report 5-7. Back to you.
Okay, very good, Eduardo. Very good. My name is Rick, and I'm located in Ohio, in the Midwest there, Eduardo. And antenna number two is a little bit better, just slightly better with me out here in Ohio, Eduardo. And my call is November 8, Sugar Denmark Radio, N8SDR, QSL. November 8 Sugar Delta Radio, Sugar Denmark Radio, our software-defined radio.
Also, you have the flex. Okay, you have the flex. Okay, which flex do you have, Richard?
Yeah, I have the Flex 6400. The Flex 6400 there, Eduardo. Which one are you running?
Okay, we have the Flex 66009. Listen, Richard, I want to check one information. You put what position you put the processor? Normal, DX, or DX?
I'm running normal, running the processor The processor's on normal, Eduardo. QSL?
Okay, you're in normal. Okay, listen, put freeze in DX. I want to test it. Put in DX.
Okay, yeah, this is DX. This is DX mode, Eduardo. And I'm also running a PR781. The microphone's a PR781. And the antenna is a 40-meter off-center fed dipole at about 40 feet. So not running a whole lot here. But this is the DX position on the processor. Italy Zulu 2 Lima Sugar Radio N8 SDR.
Okay. Now listen, okay, also maybe the same microphone. I have the technical BD40, similar 71 Listen, but you are now in putting DX plus. I want to check the difference, okay? Because your time is not strong, then it's very important to understand the difference. Put it in DX plus, okay?
Yeah, that's no problem. Here's DX plus. This is DX plus, Italy Zulu 2 Lima Sugar Radio N8 SDR. There's DX plus for you there, Eduardo. QSL?
Okay, now put in DX, only DX. Sorry, I want to say only DX.
Okay, and there's DX. There's the DX mode. There's the DX mode. QSL?
Okay, I understand. Okay. When the situation is very critical, fine. But every day I think it's good with DX. Normal, I think is a little bit down, a little bit low. Okay, no. Okay, we can. Oh, sorry very for another guy. Sorry very.
Yeah, normal works really well if you're in a local QSO and you're not running DX. The normal mode works pretty well. But yes, obviously, if you're running DX or the bands are really bad, then the DX and the DX Plus is a big benefit. Those usually the DX Plus and the DX mode usually give you 1 to 3 dB more output power with that compressed signal that they use. QSL.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you. Sorry for the question. Okay. Today you in the new practice. Good radio. You did good radio. Yeah, no problem. I don't know my quality area, but it is okay. 73, Ciao Richard. For Tucson. Then the 73, Gregory. Remember it's my position. Go ahead, please, Richard. 73 for the price.
All righty, Eduardo. Have a great evening, and thanks for jumping in there. I don't know if, John, you want to try to pick him up real quick? I'm sure you can work him. I should be the lightest guy here.
Okay, now you have the problem to understand my friend. What you ask me?
Yeah, I was going to see if John in K2YN is still in there. K2YN, you still buy frequency?
Okay.
73, Eduardo. Have a great evening. Italy Whiskey 2 Lima Sugar Radio N8 SDR.
Italy Zulu 2. No whiskey, that's 2. Italy Zulu number 2 LSR.
Yeah, well, I got it written down right. I guess it came out wrong. Italy Zulu 2 long short range QSL.
Ciao, Eduardo. This is Nancy 8, Mike Whiskey.
Good evening.
Norway Charlie 4, Oscar November.
Kilo Papa 4, Echo Juliet. Kilo Papa 4, Echo Juliet.
N8MW, N8 SDR.
N8 SDR, NG4ON.
What was the call there again? Okay, I got Norway 2, and that was about it. You're pretty light here with me at the present time. I think 40's starting to go a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's Norway, Charlie 4, Oscar, November. And I got a phone call. Kilo, Papa 4, Echo, Juliet.
Okay, Norway, Charlie 4, Oscar, November, and you got a phone call. Okay, very good. I got the call that time, though. Go ahead.
Kilo, Papa 4, Echo, Juliet.
Kilo, Papa 4, Echo, Juliet.
Again, this is Kilo, Papa 4, Echo, Juliet. My name is Carlos. My name is Carlos from Sabina, Puerto Rico. This is the best thing on my amplifier. Excuse me my little bit English. Back to you. This is Kilo Papa 4 Echo Juliet.
Okay, Kilo Papa 4 Echo Juliet. My call is N8SDR November 8 Sugar Denmark Radio, and my name is Rick Romeo India Charlie Kilo, and the location is Hamilton, Ohio. Hamilton, Ohio. There, QSL.
QSL. You see the level before 5x7, 5x7, 5x8. Beautiful audio. The audio is good, very good. My friend, the line is testing my amplifier is repaired. It's testing amplifier with the Alpha 78. Alpha 78 I'm testing. Now running 500 watts in the night. Back to you. This is Kilo Papa 4 Echo Juliet.
Okay, Kilo Papa 4 Echo Juliet. QSL on the 500 watts and the amplifier. It's working well. You're 5 and 8 with me. About 5 and 8 with me there. QSL.
QSL. You see the level before is 5x7, 5x7, 5x8. And good audio. You call is 9MW is present?
No, that's my call was N8SDR November 8 Sugar Denmark. November 8 Sugar Denmark Radio, N8SDR QSL.
Slowly.
November 8 Sugar Denmark Radio. November 8 Sugar Delta Radio, QSL. QSL, you have it correct.
Okay, Richard, this is your name. My name is Carlos. Okay, Richard, is there a new friend in Puerto Rico? Okay, thank you for the nice question. Excuse me, my little bit speaking English, Richard. Fine business for you and the best for you and family. Richard, 98, Sierra Delta Radio, Kilo Papa 4 Echo Juliet.
Okay, very good, Carlo. Very good. 7-3, all the best, and hope you and your family do well there as well. Take care.
Okay, I say confirmation via electronic USL and of the word and yes phone. Okay, but the best for you, 73.
73. N8SDR. CQ40, N8SDR, November 8 Sugar, Denmark Radio. Boy, there's somebody there, but you're very light. Try it again. Is it November Charlie 7 Radio NC7R? Is that correct? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's just you're just right at the noise level here. That's not going to work. It's not going to work well. We'll try it again in a few minutes, but right now you're just right at the noise, and it's going to be extremely hard copy. CQ40 from N8SDR. CQ40, November 8, Sugar, Denmark Radio, N8SDR.
W8SDR, November 5, Mike.
November 5, Mike. Good evening to you. November 8, Sugar, Denmark Radio, N8SDR. How's things going with you?
Oh, good. Name on this end is David, and we're in Satellite Beach, Florida. That's on the East Coast, about 10 miles, 15 miles south of the Kennedy Space Center. So, give me the call there again phonetically. I didn't write it down, and I didn't catch the name. I don't believe he said the name. But anyway, the name here is David, and we're in Florida. You go ahead.
Okay, November 5, Mike. Good evening to you, David. The call here is November 8, Sugar Delta Radio, November 8, Sierra Denmark Radio, or N8SDR. And my name is Rick, Romeo India Charlie Kilo. The location is Hamilton, Ohio, halfway between Cincinnati and Dayton there. David, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know where you're at. There in Hamilton. Well, we're originally from Kentucky, so we're kind of your neck of the woods. We've been down here since 1968. So I guess we're a lot more cracker than we are hillbilly. And good signal, 5 and 9, maybe 10 over. I'll look at the meter next time. But good signal, and conditions are just not great. And this time of night, we're having some weather in the area, so there is some background noise, a little static and stuff build up tonight. But overall, you sound good, Rich, and good to meet you. N8SDR, N5MM.
Yeah, very good, David. N5MM, N8SDR. Yeah, it's the band's not in really nice shape. Not like it's been the last few nights. And there is some QSB in the band. You're up and down, but for the most part, around about a 5.8, 5.9 or so. But a very easy copy. And just kind of hanging in here. Was talking with a few friends, and I think the band dropped out between us. So I figured I'd stick around and call CQ a little bit and see if there was anybody else around. So thanks for answering it. Appreciate it. And hope all is well down that way, and you didn't get too much of the hurricane on your side of Florida there. N5 Mike, N8SDR.
N8SDR, November 5, Mickey Mouse. Yeah, so I'm looking at your website here. Let's see what you got on here. I always get tickled at people. Some people have absolutely nothing. Some people have 40, 50 photographs, and some people take photographs themselves or their house or anything. But I'm looking at your station. This is quite impressive here. Looks like maybe you have a basement or a garage type station, because you got a lot of
Oh, that's the old station, David. When I was down in the basement, That was about 2 years ago when we had the station downstairs in the basement. And then my my youngest son and his fiance and their my two grandchildren, two granddaughters, moved back in with us temporarily, and I gave the basement up. And I'm actually the other picture that's on top of that one is the current station. Actually went from the basement to the attic area, so from one extreme to the other. So I'm up in the attic area there now, David. QSL.
Okay, I got it. Yeah. Well, it could be an attic, sure. But it was obvious that you got a big, you got a great big room there. That's really neat. I always thought that was kind of nice, you know, be able to spread around the room, have a little workshop over in one corner, and maybe a computer setup in another corner, the handbrake in another. Anyway, whatever. I'm happy with what I have. I have a third bedroom of the house is mine. It's a ham shack and an office and a computer room and all my crap. But it works out fine. It's a little bit tough on cables and stuff, you know. If I ever redo it, if I ever take this thing apart again, I'm going to figure out some way of hinging this desk and putting wheels under it so that I can roll it out and get everything behind the equipment and then roll it back in place. Because I'm telling you, it is tough for me to get down on the floor and wallow around in the ocean of cables, and I can't hardly reach across to get to them. It's tough. Not an ideal setup, but I'll tell you, I'm very happy with it. A picture of it there on QRZ, and it works good. We're happy. And of course, we were in no part of the storm. But, wow, those people took it on the chin up there in Mexico Beach. I don't know if you've seen the photos on the big tube, but it just virtually wiped out a large part of the coastal communities up there east of Panama City, in the Panhandle. And I guess it's currently a bunch of water on South Carolina and North Carolina, which definitely doesn't need it. And you don't have to worry about that up in Hamilton, Rick. I guess the worst you have to worry about is a lightning storm or a tornado every now and then. Go ahead, N8SDR, N5MM.
Yeah, very good, David. Yeah, I've got your QRZ page pulled up here as well, and that's some nice stuff you've had there in the past and current and the current stuff too. So, and I like the caption underneath the tower. You still get to climb when the wife isn't home. So, I'll hopefully the wife isn't home in the background now and heard that. So hopefully I didn't get you in any kind of trouble. It's a nice hex beam you got there too. Yeah, the major things up here are, like you said, the winters and, the occasional tornado or so that may pass through, but that doesn't happen too often. We have had some fairly high winds the last few years up here that I get brought about by some of those hurricanes down your way. The Hurricane Ike that was here several years ago brought like 70, 75 mile an hour winds up here for about 2 or 3 days. And that kind of wreaked havoc on a lot of the electric up this way. We're not used to seeing those kind of high sustained winds, for a period of time. I mean, we've had storms up here that pass through and you'll get, some quick burst of 70, 75 mile an hour winds, but nothing that's, sustained at that rate for a long period of time. So that brought down quite a bit of stuff when that happened, power line wise and telephones and trees and, you name it. Lots of antennas up this way came down during that storm too. But yeah, other than that, the winter and the occasional storms and stuff that happen up here, the weather's usually not too bad. N5 Mike, N8SDR.
Okay, Rick, born and raised in Henderson, Kentucky. That's the western part of the state. Right across the Ohio River from Evansville, Indiana. And I suspect our weather was pretty much the same as yours. Not horrible winters. But we got our share of snow. And every year, you know, you could count on a few pretty good snows. But, you know, it wasn't horrible. It wasn't Toledo, Ohio. Or up in St. Paul, Minnesota or somewhere. And I do miss the area, I will say. It was just so pretty to go back up there. But the winters are just too cold, Rick. I can't deal with that anymore. I think I told you I've been down here since 1968. That's a long time, 50 years. So I've been down here more than anywhere else, that's for sure. And I really wouldn't want to go back to the winters. However, if I could afford to have two houses, that would be kind of nice. I could deal with that. But that's taken on a lot, frankly. And I've had rental properties. That was bad enough. And right now Sam and I have, she has a townhome, and that's something that we can use for relatives and friends visiting the area, that sort of thing. So that's fine, but you know, it's still another place to take care of, and that's what we do. So let's see, looking at your website there. Yeah, I like the station. That looks good. A lot of great displays there with the rig and everything. I just, in fact, today, and I had a little lightning event here a couple months ago, and the lightning came in on both the power line and a really big zap on the incoming Ethernet internet line with AT&T, and it wiped out pretty much everything that was connected to the internet, all my Ethernet connections, and I pretty much connected Ethernet to everything. I have a number of small smart TVs. They were all on it. Home theater system, home security system, a lot of other stuff. Even the handbrake, snapped a little bit. I'm still using it. It's working. I just know that there's somehow it did some kind of reset on the microprocessors. There are just certain functions that are not working right. Only just a few functions. And, you know, I haven't been able to reset all of the memory and get it back working again. I've tried many times. I'm reluctant to have to ship this baby off. It's like 73 pounds. It costs $200 to get it up to Virginia, and the same coming back. So just that alone, just the shipping is a pain in the rear. N8SDR,
N5MM N8SDR. Yeah, very good, David. 100% copy. Let your signal dropped down for a little while, and 100% copy on it though, and it came back up. So I'm not sure how long it'll actually hang around. 40 may flip that switch on us. So if I disappear all of a sudden, it wasn't me. It was Mother Nature. Yeah, I hate to hear that. Yeah, that's one thing that kind of bothers me with the SDR that we're running, is that it is physically, connected to the network here. But I do have I've got several things in place, and hopefully nothing will happen that way. But you never know. Of course, you're in the lightning capital of the world down there. I mean, you guys get tons of lightning all the time. I mean, we only get it up here, occasionally when the storms are present. But it's no telling down there. you guys could go 5 minutes and all of a sudden have lightning with nothing else around you, just out of out of nothing, just get a few lightning strikes down that way. I hate to hear that. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know if I think you said you tried the hard reset of maybe factory default to see if you could get it back to function that way, and then put the memories back in there. Hopefully that'll work for you. Hate to hear you have to ship that back off. Shipping does get expensive these days. It's it's the insurance with them too. I mean, you got to insure everything that you ship anymore, because more than half these guys, they toss the boxes around. They don't care what's in them or how they're marked. I think it seems to be, if something's marked fragile, I think they purposely toss it around more than if it's not marked at all. What the contents are, or if it's something fragile, or it just doesn't seem to matter with these guys. Like I said, if it's marked that way, I think they toss them around more just on purpose, it seems. But let me turn it back down to you. Make sure you're still copying us, and I'll go one or two more with you, and then I'm going to slide downstairs for a little bit. N5 Mike, N8 SDR.
Okay, good, Rick. N8 SDR, N5MM. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Some of the really powerful, wonderful features that are in all electronics, whether it's the home furnace or the TV and the home theaters and the ham equipment, everything. All of those wonderful little gadgets inside there are extremely susceptible to things, and there is very little, actually no protection on things like your incoming Ethernet lines, your LAN to your home. And boy, it's beautiful when it's all working, but you get a good glitch on there, and it just propagates through everything. It went right through AT&T boxes, and blew covers off of the terminal box outside. Went right through their modem into my equipment, and right on to some of their other equipment as well. And the other thing, of course, is I put in a lot of Ethernet switches. In some cases, I really didn't even need the switch, but I used them thinking, well, it gives you a little bit of isolation. I guess I, kind of realized it doesn't really provide you with isolation, if any at all. And these little wall warts that power everything, those things are extremely susceptible to any kind of little glitch, it seems like. So it's tough. Anyway, I recently spent a bunch of money on some transient protection devices. I've got them on my power panels, my sub-power panels, on the Ethernet line coming into the house, and everywhere and all the distribution points on the Ethernet. So whether it does any good or not, I don't know. But I spent a bunch of money, and I feel better for it, Rick. The signals are down. Let's sign off and look for another QSO another day. Real nice meeting you up there in Hamilton, Ohio. 73. Good evening to you. Real nice to make your acquaintance. I've got a good friend down here who is from Dayton, Ohio. And we'll probably go over to the Hamfest in Melbourne, Florida tomorrow. Well, 73, good night to you, Rick. N8SDR, N5MM.
Yeah, very good, David. Very good. Hey, before you go, write this down. There's a company called L-Com, L-Com, and their website is l-com.com, so l-com.com. They make lightning surge protectors for Ethernet lines. That might be something you might want to look at, in the future. They've got some of them are fairly inexpensive, $35, $40, and then they've got some higher standard one, higher priced ones, depending on what all you're trying to protect. But that might be something that may come in handy for you there, QSL.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a look, Rick. I've already bought a number of them. That is not the manufacturer I ended up using. In fact, this one's a new one. I think they're a spec belt, but I did buy some, and the specs were pretty good on them. They all talk a good game. 1 nanosecond response time and things like that with some of the new state-of-the-art devices. But I can tell you that the threshold before that happens is high enough, in my opinion. It might be 40, 60 volts or something like that. The threshold before these things actually activate is so high. I don't know that they do a lot of good. But I have them in the circuit, and we'll see what happens the next time I get a near hit with lightning. By the way, the lightning didn't hit my antennas, my towers, nothing. Nothing got hit in the yard here even that I know of, but it was very close. I'll tell you, it went off like a shotgun, scared the crap out of my wife and I both. But it certainly induced a lot of people on our lines coming in tonight. Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure if you stopped there or not. I just wanted to make sure you didn't actually just drop off on me. Yeah. Well, that's true. It's like any surge protector. There is a lot of damage can be done before it actually clamps everything down. I mean, there's always that time lapse between the initial strike and then the clamping taking place. So, if it passes that clamping, then the damage is already done, or most of it's already done. So, the only thing you can do is add them and hope for the best. I guess, it's one of those situations where, either it works either way. Either you got them in line or you don't. And if you got them in line, all you can do is hope for the best, but there's that possibility that something could always happen. It's that old saying, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, I guess, unfortunately. So, yeah, I use them here on several different pieces of Ethernet equipment coming in off the I have fiber here in the house here. So, I got a little less chance of some of that happening, but you still have it. I mean, you can still take the surge through the, through the power panel or anything like that, and it come back across the converters from fiber over to Ethernet. So I still stand the same chance. But there's a lot of that goes on with the internet connections nowadays, where you got a lot of copper involved in and everything else. It's just like throwing out a lightning rod, just like the electric lines and antennas and everything else. So, well, it sounds like you didn't take a whole lot of loss there, and hopefully you can get the rig fixed and get the memories in it working again like it's supposed to, without too much expense involved in that. Really hope that's the case. I'll go ahead and turn it over to you, and I'm going to make this one my last one. I'll listen out for you, and real pleasure meeting you and talking with you, and hopefully we'll get to do it again when the band's in a little bit better shape here. N5 Mike, N8 SDR 73 David. Have a great week down there, and hope the weather is really nice.
Okay, Rick, good night to you. Thank you very much for the interesting conversation. And you're right about the devices. Sometimes it's, it's a bit like buying insurance. I mean, it may not guarantee you any good result, but at least you've done what you can. And that's kind of the way I felt like it. Some of these devices, they get quite expensive. Like $200 a pop for devices you can put on your power panels. And I got a couple of those. And, you know, one of the things on the internet connections with the Ethernet lines, you have to be careful with some of these devices. There is an introduction of not errors, but I'm not sure if it drops the levels down or does something. But anyway, it does have some effect on sometimes the internet speed through those lines. Now, I did some measurements before and after connecting them, and the devices I got were virtually an unnoticeable effect on the speed. So I feel pretty good about that. And anyway, it's totally adequate for what I do, since I'm not a gamester on the internet, and but I do stream a few movies, but only one at a time. So it's not like we have a house full of kids or everybody doing all kinds of stuff. 73, good night. Yep, you're getting right down in the noise there now, Rick. N8SDR, November 5. Yeah, software-defined radio. I love that. N8SDR. This is November 5, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, very good, David. Well, speaking of streaming stuff, I just remembered I've been streaming here. I've been on here for a little while, maybe the last hour or so, and I do have a live stream running on YouTube. Every once in a while, I kind of run a live stream on YouTube and capture the flex display and the audio. So if you get a chance and you get bored and you want to look at something, pop over on YouTube, look up my call, and you'll find it'll be the latest stream that's listed there. And you'll be in there towards the end of it. So if you want to skim through it, maybe the last 15 minutes or so, you'll be able to pick up this QSO between you and I and see your signal and hear your audio and everything up this way. 7-3, David, all the best, and really hope to run across you again here real soon. N5 Mike, N8SDR.
Okay, very good. Yeah, good night to you, Rick. And I will check out the YouTube site. This is November 5, Mickey Mouse clear.
N5MM, you copy Nancy 8 Mike Whiskey?
Sure do. November 8 Mike Whiskey. November 5 MM.
Good evening, David. My name is Greg, and I'm located here eastern Pennsylvania right now. But my home QTH is Cocoa Beach. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you're a snowbird.
Yes, I are a snowbird. That's right.
Well, very good. We love the snowbirds. It does make for an interesting situation down here. Some of the communities down here, not so much here, as you know. Cocoa Beach, Satellite Beach, Melbourne Beach, all this area. Not so much. But go over to Naples, man alive, it's like, it's like a switch. And you turn it on Thanksgiving and you turn it off about Easter time or 1st of May. Anyway, thank you for the call. In Hamilton, Ohio. And I really need to sign, but I appreciate you giving me the